Better battery management on a phone. I'm Hewie Poplock. The practice of swiping up to close apps on most phones, including Android devices and iPhones, it's now generally considered unnecessary for saving battery time. Both Android and iOS operating systems are designed to efficiently manage background processes and memory usage, making manual app closures less impactful on battery life than previously believed. When you swipe up to close an app, the system may actually restart the app from the beginning when you open it again, which can consume more energy than leaving it in a paused state. The memory management algorithms are optimized to handle app management efficiently and effectively, so manually closing apps may not significantly impact battery life and can even slow down the device by disrupting these algorithms. Minimizing background app refresh does not directly affect switching between recent apps. Here's why. Switching apps. When you switch between recent apps, you're essentially bringing previously used app back to the foreground. The app itself remains suspended in the background unless it's specifically programmed to refresh upon returning to the foreground, which is not related to the background app refresh settings. Background app refresh. This feature controls whether the app can check for updates and new information in the background, even when they're not the active app you're using. Here's an analogy. Imagine your phone's apps like people at a party. Switching between recent apps is like having a conversation with different people at the party. You bring them to the center of attention, but the others are still there in the background. Background app refresh is like giving permission to some people to leave the party briefly to check their phones for updates. These updates might be about new messages, news headlines, or anything specific to the app. So, while both features involve apps, they target different functionalities. Switching recent apps manages which app is actively in use. Background app refresh controls whether apps can run tasks in the background to stay updated. However, there can be an indirect connection. Minimizing background app refresh can improve overall phone performance. This can make switching between recent apps feel smoother and faster. In essence, they are separate features, but background app refresh can have a positive impact on the overall user experience when switching between recent apps. General tips to save battery life on your phone. Identify the battery drain culprit. Both iPhone and Android have built-in battery usage menus that reveal which apps are consuming the most power. Check your phone settings under Battery to identify these apps. Minimize background app refresh. Many apps continue to run in the background even when you're not actively using them. This can drain your battery. On iPhones, you can limit background refresh app by app, and on Android, you can put apps to sleep to restrict background activity. Reduce screen brightness. Your phone screen is a major battery drain. Lowering the brightness level and enabling auto brightness can significantly improve battery life. Shorten screen timeout. The amount of time your screen stays on before automatically locking also impacts battery life. Reduce the auto lock timer to a shorter duration to conserve battery. Mastering background app refresh, the key to better battery life. What is background app refresh? It's a feature that allows apps to check for updates and new information even when you're not actively using them. Examples are email, social media, and news apps. Convenient, but can be a major battery drain. Why does it drain the battery? Apps wake up periodically to connect to the internet and fetch new data. They use processing power and cellular data if enabled. Some apps might use location services in the background, adding another layer of battery drain. Taking control on iPhones. Go to Settings, then General, then Background App Refresh. Your options include off, Wi-Fi and cellular data. App-by-app control. Disable background refresh for specific apps. Taking control on Android. No dedicated background app refresh setting. Put apps to sleep. Settings, apps and notifications, or apps, advanced, battery, enable battery optimization, or restrict background activity. Finding the right balance. Consider which apps you need the most up-to-date information from. Adjust background refresh settings accordingly. Manually open the app to check for updates if needed. Here are some additional battery-saving tips. Identify battery drain culprits using the built-in battery usage menus. Reduce screen brightness and shorten screen timeout. Turn off location services and Bluetooth when not in use. Use the low power mode on iPhones. Keep software updated, the operating system and apps. Here's a summary of what we've talked about. Background app refresh is convenient, but can drain your battery. Take control by adjusting settings on the iPhone or on your Android phone. Find the right balance between convenience and battery life. Implement additional battery saving tips for maximum impact.